Hello everyone, my name is Kaylee and welcome back to my craft room. So today I am going to be talking about different kinds of crochet hooks. And I will be sharing with you which one I personally prefer. So the first hook I ever tried was a boy hook. Just your standard regular aluminum hook. Now all but one of the hooks I'm going to be showing you today are going to be 5mm. So boy hooks have more tapered heads. So all that means is it's like 5mm here and then it goes down to the head. And this part of the hook is actually pretty pointy. And I found that sometimes that can split the yarn, but I did use boy hooks for a long time and they were my favorite for a while. And sometimes it's harder to keep an even tension since they do go in like that. Overall, I did enjoy using them. The next hook I have is this Susan Bates hook. Just another aluminum hook, but this one is an inline hook. So you can see how thin that is right there from the side. But from this side it is the same width all the way down. And once I tried using this Susan Bates hook, I actually did prefer it more than the boy for a little bit, but then as I used it more and more, I found that this one splits yarn worse because it's really thin right there. It's probably easier to keep your tension the same with this one since it is the same width all the way down. So I never really grabbed those Susan Bates hooks to use anymore. And that's mostly because I discovered some ergonomic hooks. So this was the first ergonomic hook I ever tried, and it is a boy. And it is also 5mm, like the other boy hook. And you can see this is pretty beat up. So I did use this crochet hook a lot. This was my go-to hook for every single project that required a 5mm hook. Same with this first boy. It is tapered, and this one actually has like the hook is pointier than the other one. So yeah, I did have a problem with yarn splitting with this one too, but the ergonomic hook design really helped with the pain of crocheting that you can get sometimes. This next hook is a Yarnology hook from Hobby Lobby. Now I got this to try out for a couple of reasons. First of all, I did like the design on the side. And this is also a size H 5mm. But the thing I did not like about this hook was the fact that the neck of it was so long, like it's further away from the handle part than this boy one is. So you can see the handle is a lot further away from the actual hook. So I personally did not like that, so I pretty much never use this hook. Otherwise it works fine, but I personally do not care to use it. And I'm pretty sure this is plastic. Kind of bends a little bit. This next hook is one of my absolute favorite hooks, but it's not like my favorite hook. I mean, I think these next two are tied for my favorite, actually. And this is a hero hook. They do not make these anymore, but I got this from my great-grandma. It is another aluminum hook. It is basically the same as a boy hook, except for it's a little wider. Like at the tip and right here. Now if I compare it side to side next to a boy, it's pretty similar. The head isn't as round up here and the tip isn't as pointy. And if we compare it to the Susan Bates, I feel like this part where it tapers a little bit is like a cross between the Susan Bates and the boy. But I prefer this over both boy and Susan Bates. So for a while I had been wanting to try a clover hook. This is a size H from 5mm. And this is pretty similar to the hero hook, except the tip of the hook is skinnier. The thing I like a lot about this hero hook, two things, where it doesn't really split yarn as much as the boy or the Susan Bates, and like this is kind of more like it's more matte than the other hooks. Like you can see this is shinier, but I find the hero hooks, the yarn slides on them a lot easier. And that's another reason why I really love the Clover Amour hooks. Hopefully I'm saying that right, but I love the finish on them, and the head is not as pointy as a boy, just like the hero hook, but I feel like this little tapered part makes it easier to go into stitches sometimes. This part isn't as skinny as on the hero hook. If I'm going to be crocheting for longer periods of time, I would go for this clover hook, because it does have the ergonomic handle on it. Actually, when I first started using this hook, I was kind of annoyed by how, I don't know if you can see that, but the word clover, it sticks out a little bit, and sometimes that would rub against my hand and it was kind of uncomfortable. But then after a while I got used to it, or maybe it wore down a little bit, I'm not sure. So this is now my go-to hook because it is a perfect mix of the Susan Bates and the boy, in my opinion. And I guess also the hero too, because, you know, similar finish, and the head is kind of similar. So if you were looking for a really nice hook to use, I would 100% recommend Clover Amour hooks. The only thing is, I'm pretty sure they're more expensive than like all the rest of the hooks I just showed you, but they are worth it, and I do plan on getting more of these. But I have this hook in the 5mm, the 3.75mm, and also the 3.5mm. And I find when doing amigurumi, these hooks are really great. So those are all the hooks I've tried and my favorite. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.